The latest. Thank you for your love and support. I appreciate you all. Captain Ibrahim Traore are all the savior, the protector, the unifier, the messiah, the king of kings, the most loved. Keep warning our leaders. Assimi Goita is always saying that, and Abdurrahmani Chiani. But these our leaders don't take this warning seriously. And mostly we hear him tell them, we have to do away with this international whatever, their aid, their financial whatever, because all these things are there to control you, the African. But our leaders always pay a deaf ear to whatever he says. But the former foreign minister of Nigeria just exposed something to the world, that is happening in Nigeria is something that they downplay. Before they thought it was the French, only for them to realize that even the United States of America was part, because the villagers always tell them at night they see helicopters descending and then white people bringing in equipment to their people. So all that they were thinking about was the French people, and that anytime they fight and they are getting closer to defeating Boko Haram, Ekwa will come and tell them to stop. So they are not able to deal with these people like the way they are dealing with the ordinary people. And that to a point, they don't even allow them to acquire the necessary equipment that they need to protect themselves. Like Captain Ibrahim Traore one time told us that even with their money, they refuse to sell equipment to us to defend ourselves. And there was one time he even made a purchase and they made sure they block it from entering into Burkina Faso.
If you want to break with these imperialist forces, it's simple. We denounce the agreements. Everything starts from there. I think the example of Chad in any case is tangible. They started by denouncing the agreements. Otherwise, if we don't denounce the agreements, just saying that the bases leave, we haven't done anything. Because the problem lies in the colonial agreements, the defenses that have been signed since independence. The most dangerous is not the one you see in the bases. The most dangerous are the military advisors. Military advisors exist in all these countries. They existed in Burkina as well until the end of 2022, until we took responsibility. And who are these military advisors?
And somehow, we seem to also be buying into all this falsehood. Sometimes I imagine when you see people celebrating when they are failures, it's only someone who doesn't really know what's going on that want to believe or want to pray for his country to fail.
I served on the Boko Haram committee. Now, 2 plus 2 at times has to be equal to 4. So even if I can't give you 4, but I can give you 2 plus 2, we would then have to come to the conclusion that I'm giving you 4. I served on that committee, and villagers kept telling us that in the middle of the night, helicopters piloted by white people kept landing and offloading guns, goods, and all kinds of and money to these people. Now, villagers they don't even know who these white people are, and they have no reason to lie to us. Now, we made a mistake. When I said we, some of us on the Boko Haram committee made a mistake. We thought it was the French that were doing this. Now we have an American congressman said, no, it was the Americans who were doing this.
Who gets some of that money? Does that name ring a bell to anybody in the room? Because your money, $697 million annually, plus the shipments of cash funds madrasas, ISIS, Al-Qaeda, Boko Haram, ISIS Khorasan, terrorist training camps. That's what it's funding. If you think that the program under Operation Enduring Sentinel entitled Women's Scholarship Endowment, which receives $60 million annually, or the Young Women Lead, which gets about $5 million annually, is going to women who, by the way, if you read the Inspector General's report, is telling you that the Taliban does not allow women to speak in public. Yet somehow you're believing, and American people are supposed to believe, that this money is going for the betterment of the women in Afghanistan. It is not. You are funding terrorism, and it's coming through USAID. And it's not just Afghanistan, because Pakistan's right next door. USAID spent $840 million in the last 20 years on Pakistan's education-related program. It includes $136 million to build 120 schools, of which there is zero evidence that any of them were built. Why would there be any evidence? The Inspector General can't get in to see them. But you know what? We doubled down and spent $20 million from USAID to create educational television programs for children unable to attend the physical school. Yeah, they can't attend it because it doesn't exist. You paid for it. Somebody else got the money. You are paying for terrorism. This has got to end. I yield, Mr. Chairman.
And you're asking me whether the villagers told us they were American. The villagers who don't know French from Americans, from British, they just knew that these were white people.
All right.
And they not only did that, they also penetrated our armed forces, because behind the scene, our boys will tell us that there were times when they will have Boko Haram people in the sight of their guns, and they will now ask their headquarters for permission to open fire, only for their superior officers to tell them to pull back and not open fire. That shows the extent to which there was penetration and destabilization of our own security forces. Now, who will do this? Who will destabilize our security forces? There were Nigerians also who were involved. And this is where I'm going to be careful. I'm not going to mention names, but people who were going to the United States, who were leading delegations to the United States during this period. Our ambassador there, unfortunately, is dead now, but he wrote reports about the activities of these Nigerians, some of them governors, who were involved with the State Department and who were also involved with the White House and what they were doing. Now, who were the people who organized trips for Hillary Clinton and Kerry? Who will ignore Abuja and fly over Abuja to go and hold meetings with political operatives in parts of Nigeria without clearance with our own Aso Rock and our own foreign office?
Okay, Prof.
Hillary Clinton and Jerry were American officials.
Prof, can I have a follow-up?
Yes.
Prof, and I have a right to ask questions as a journalist, because
yes,
I don't have a dog in this fight. I just want the truth. That's just it.
And neither do I.
And my point is, let us investigate. But I also want facts. And that's why I deliberately did ask you that question. When you say you are putting two and two together, you must be able to give an empirical, tedious link. That's just my point. That's why I asked you that question pointedly. Did the villagers say the people they saw were Americans? And you said no, they said they saw white people. My second question is, who are the Nigerians? And what did that report say about them and what they were doing in the White House? And why did that report not come to light? Because In all fairness, Prof, it's unfair for us to come here and say we don't want to mention names for a Boko Haram insurgency that has killed a lot of people. It's very unfair to the memories of our troops that are dead and people that are dying and lives have been destroyed. So if that report was out, why didn't that report get out there so that we can see the facts in that report written? And what are the names of these people that were meeting this top American hierarchy? And what are also the names of those people that infiltrated the military and that said our troops should not shoot at this Boko Haram? We just want facts. I don't have a dog in this fight. I just want facts as a journalist. And we have a right to what facts are and the truth is. That's why I asked my question, Prof. So I don't have a bull, I don't have a dog in this fight. I'm just after the fact.
Rufai, I agree with you. Neither do I. Also don't have a dog in this fight. I'm just a Nigerian, just like you. Now, if you take the newspapers during the period when Jonathan was in power, you will find the names and pictures of Nigerians in high places who were visiting Washington, pictures taken in the White House, pictures taken in the State Department. You will find those pictures. They are not hidden.
You are fighting that you lose your resources. And I'll give you an example. In 1995, the need to look for resources to run African states became an issue. Nigeria was more or less totally bankrupt. The need to run Nigeria became an issue. Salary payment was difficult. Then Libyan government, along with Germany, decided to utilize a satellite from a private satellite company that has shares of government of Germany in it. They discovered uranium in abundance and in high quality, well spread in Niger. Out of curiosity, that leader and other leaders decided to say, scratch part of Nigeria and let's take a look. They were shocked with what they discovered. In Northeast, they discovered a portion. And that portion, in part of Zambeza, leading to Lake Chad. What was deposited there, this is not hearsay. I was in Libya, I was in attendance, along with Nigeria's ambassador, two of us allowed, then he was later told to go, and I was left alone, along with the Libyan leader and the German company and the owners of the satellite. What was kept there was capable of producing 10 Dubais, 1996. You can quote me in the eyes of this world, Mustafa said so. I'm not into rhetorics. I love this country, I stand for this country. We are already targeted and hated by numerous forces. But if that is what they should do for us rendering service to Nigeria, then definitely they have not started. What we discovered at that material time was a shocker. So I asked questions, as if I didn't understood what they were saying. The Libyan leader then, may so rest in peace, said, and I quote, I mean, what is in this place is enough for you to produce 10 Dubais, 1996. The product of this satellite was brought to Nigerian head of state by me. I brought the 2 metallic boxes. Where is it? Who took it? What happened? Where is the money? Now hold on. What might interest you is what I'm going to say. Nigeria is poor. Your industries are dead. But hear this. 1999, November 1st, I was in prison. They came to meet me in prison. And they asked me numerous questions on the way we were managing some certain things about Nigeria. I wouldn't want to mention. They mentioned some names and commanders they required to do some certain jobs for them, but The question I ask is, was it for Nigeria? At the end of the day, to cut the story short, is to tell you that Boko Haram was a calculated game. No, I'm begging you, see, I want us to listen with patriotism as Nigerians, because when hopelessness confronts a person who is thirsty, unknown to him, he is standing on an oasis. He is dying of thirsty. He is looking for water and busy praying. But the senses to dig the water and then come back alive is the problem of Nigeria. You are rich, you have it, you are scavenging for it. Most unfortunately. Now, from that time till now is 23 years. People might not tell you this, I'm telling you. I'm ready to be accused, abused, it doesn't matter. I am here. Precious stone has been what they have been taken. Boko Haram were our sons and daughters given a wrong indoctrination. Taking opium from Afghanistan, the hashes in the wall, mixing some wood, a certain chemical. When they dip a date in it, and then after 4 hours, whosoever takes it becomes a robot. You are totally robotic. You will respond to orders. You will not feel pain. You will not think. You will not reason. They kill numerous soldiers, many widows in barracks, many orphans littered all over, many refugees scattered around Nigeria. Is labor aware? Keep that aside. It's the social ills created for Nigeria and Nigerians. What you may ask yourself is, how much of this real stone have they taken in 23 years? What has it contributed to Nigeria's growth? Did they build one single textile with the money? Who are the Nigerians collabing with their external factors? When did it start and how many Jews work with them? Can you even quantify the number of officers, soldiers killed, traditional rulers? Can you quantify the friction created between Muslims and Christians? When a bomb is lodged in a church, they will quickly write in the paper the next day, it was Mosque A that did it, and vice versa. They bomb the mosque and blame the church. It's not true.
So these people are the main cause of the suffering and the problem in Africa. When they create it, then the Africans that do not understand what is happening will now be calling on the same people to come in and set you free. This same United States of America is the one that is causing the harm in Nigeria, but it's the same country that has turned to come and set you free from who? When they've made it clear in the Congress, the United States Congress, that they are funding these people. So if these people are destabilizing Nigeria, you should know the person you are calling for to come and set you free is the one that is doing it. But Africans with all these things still believe that they need these people to come here to set you free from who? It's so painful that Captain Ibrahim Traore keep warning us as Africans the danger of continue to be with these people. We are not able to free ourselves because we don't have the know-how to manufacture what we need to be able to defend ourselves. And that is the same reason to which they made Africans to sign a treaty that we will never acquire nuclear power. Because the whole world is run by that. And when we acquire that, it will be difficult for them to defeat us, and they need the resources to keep coming. How can these people come into a continent and be causing this in Africa? Yet African Union have all this information and is acting like there is nothing, and still pointing fingers at people and calling on the international body to come and intervene. Intervene in what? So it's not that the Nigerian military or the security isn't able to fight these people, but it's as a result of the powers behind this. And our leaders, I don't know why they cannot team together to fight against these powers, making them to understand that Africa is not a soil that they can just come here and do whatever. And our leaders will have to receive this call and keep quiet. Others are claiming there are a lot of people who are part of this, who are part of that. But it all boils down to the powers, the people who control the leaders that we have in Africa. It's because they are controlling them. That is the reason to which we can never stop these activities that they are causing in Africa. Until we are able to be on our own, we can never be free. Like Captain Ibrahim Traore always say, he who feeds you controls you. Even when Donald Trump came into office, they told us that these aides are sponsoring all these activities in Africa. Yet, our leaders are aware and quiet, and they are still calling for this aid because they are all benefiting. If you are not benefiting, and it has been made clear to you the motive and what these aids are doing to people, and even in Africa, will our leaders now be thinking about how they will get aid when we have the resources that can take care of ourselves, when we can even feed other people outside of the continent? And the people that are giving us aid are people who don't even have anything, and they are depending heavily on our resources. It's heartbreaking that there are a lot of things that are done at night that we are not seeing, and our lives do not matter to anybody. We can go to their land and do this, but our so-called leaders will allow these people to come into the continent and still be playing on our lives. Like our lives do not matter to these people. Forget about the speech they give to us claiming they are coming to protect us. Every country when you go and you see the things that your leaders that you love them are doing at night, you will not come here and tell me you are this party member or that. What you see outside during the day is not who they are at night. Some of you Nigerians tell me, Nigerians, you can unite. Then you can never be free. Stop that mentality. The West are the same people who created this division, created this group. The West created this division in Nigeria, and if you are not able to overcome it, you can never be free. You have to start seeing yourselves as one people, and this call into Nigeria to save you, they are the same people that are unaliving you. So none of them will ever come to do anything. If truly they are coming to set you free, by the time they will claim they have finished setting you free, that time you have nothing. You are claiming already that the resources belong to other people, so you have nothing, so they should come. You will look for a place to hide, and you might not get because of what you are wishing for yourself. Nigeria this way will be the heaven you ever wish for if you are bent on allowing other people to come and steal you home from you. We are the only ones that can set ourselves free. United we stand, divided we fall, and united we keep standing forever and ever. The greatest enemy of the African is mental slavery. So let's decolonize ourselves from mental slavery. Let's keep sharing to educate our brothers and sisters. Together we make Africa great for ourselves and the next generations that are going to come. So that's the latest around the world, in Africa, West Africa, and in Nigeria.